skies above Kauai will become a stand-in for the Martian atmosphere as NASA puts a potentially breakthrough piece of technology through its paces. Good evening, I'm Paula Akana.
And I'm Yenji Denise. The test has a lot of moving parts, including a high-flying balloon, a saucer-shaped vehicle, and a massive parachute. KITV4's Andrew Pereira is just back from the Pacific Missile Range facility where the test is taking place. Andrew.
Yanji, Paula, the low-density supersonic decelerator is one of the first steps before placing people on the red planet.
One of the first things you notice about the test vehicle is its distinctive saucer shape, like something from a 1950s science fiction movie.
That's an ideal shape for generating a lot of drag. You want something very flat to generate that drag that will allow you to slow down as you enter the Mars atmosphere.
Each time after splashing down in the Pacific.
It's been 40 years since NASA last developed supersonic parachutes.
One day use at Mars.
Testing of the low-density supersonic decelerator will answer many questions about landing on the surface of Mars with this type of technology.
How do they deploy? How do they inflate? They're going to be strong enough to survive the extreme environments of Mars.
It's the challenges of Mars. How do we get there? How do we land there? How do we live there?
The LDSD vehicle will be lifted 120,000 feet with the help of a helium balloon the size of the Rose Bowl. From there, a rocket booster carries it to 180,000 feet where the thin atmosphere resembles Mars. The Pacific Missile Range facility on Kauai is the perfect test bed.
We have a lot of space. If you're not familiar with our range, we have 2.1 million square miles of extended range complex.
The main components of LDSD are an 18-foot inflatable decelerator ring and a 100-foot wide supersonic parachute. The donut-shaped device kicks in first as the vehicle travels back to Earth at 4 times the speed of sound.
You'll see the SIAD deploy very rapidly around the vehicle, and that provides the additional drag that we're going to need at Mars to slow these vehicles down at high speed so that we can land larger payloads. And then the parachute deploys and slows it down. So that's what a view from the camera will look like that we're going to see of the parachute deploying into the high, thin Earth's atmosphere, simulating the Mars atmosphere.
To date, the largest payload landed on Mars was the rover Curiosity in August of 2012 at 1 ton. This technology will allow those payloads to be substantially increased.
So the technologies that we're developing here in the low-density supersonic decelerator project are ones that we think could increase by 50% or even double the mass that we can put on the surface of Mars. But they're also things that we think are extensible to growing to larger sizes, greater parachutes, even more parachutes that would eventually enable us to land humans on the surface of Mars.
NASA researchers gave the vehicle a Hawaiian name, Keiki o Kahunua that is, which means child from Earth. There are 5 more opportunities for testing of the $200 million project to take place this month. We'll send it back to you.
Wow, fascinating story. Thanks so much, Andrew.